Beloved, listen with the hunger of your heart and the stillness of your spirit. Breathe once, deeply, in, out, and let the simple truth of this moment settle like warm light across your chest. This is for you alone. This is not rumor, this is not idle talk. This is a tender, urgent whisper from a place that will not lie to you. Archangel Michael is speaking, and the whole bank is talking about you. There are energies shifting now, currents you cannot yet see with your earthly eyes but which God is arranging with meticulous, loving hands. Imagine a quiet vault, its doors heavy with age and trust. In that vault, a check has been placed, not ordinary, not small, not like anything you have known in your world of counted coins and earthly measure. It is written in numbers that make the ledger stop, written in a hand that carries both authority and mercy. The sum is staggering. The sender's name? Michael. Do not let your practical mind race to explanation. Let your spirit receive it first. Archangel Michael stands before you like a steady flame. His voice is both comforting and commanding. He says, "Beloved, this is not a test of fear. This is a test of faith. If you do not open this, the ones who sit in positions of power in places of trust, the bank executive whose hands have touched many things, will attempt to claim what is not theirs. They will move with the smooth, worldly logic that overlooks soul-led transactions. But you, beloved, are being asked to move differently. Feel the urgency, but do not panic. The urgency is not to frighten you, it is to awaken you to your role as steward of this miracle. Michael says, "Please, beloved, if you don't open this, they won't release it, and the bank executive will claim it as his own." Hear the cadence of his words, simple, clear, unwavering. He is not shouting to alarm you, he is instructing to protect the flow that God has set in motion. The world will see what it is accustomed to seeing: schedules, signatures, small minds constructing explanations, but you must see with the larger vision. You must open the door that is meant for you. You may wonder, why me? Why now? Your life has been a landscape of small, faithful acts, many unseen. You have sown kindness into cracks that others ignored. You have forgave when forgiveness cost you. You have whispered hope into nights that had no stars. God remembers. God is an artist of justice and surprise, and He is crafting for you a moment that will surprise even your deepest hope. Archangel Michael leans closer as you read this. There is a warmth that is like the hush before dawn. He tells you that this check, this deposit, carries more than currency. It carries restoration. It carries the clearing of old debts, not only those balances written on paper, but the spiritual debts that have weighed you down, the shame that tried to claim your identity, the loans of heart you never asked to pay, the quiet humiliation of doors closed when you expected welcome. It is a sweeping of accounts, a divine balancing that reorders life so that your hands can be free to build and bless. Do not let disbelief pollute this flow. Doubt is a thief that lingers in the outer rooms of your mind, whispering reasons why miracles cannot come to you. Tell doubt gently, I am open. I am present. And speak to your own heart, I will act when the moment comes. Archangel Michael says, hurry. Hurry not in frantic fear, but in faithful obedience. Walk quickly to the place where the check waits. Move with purpose and clarity. When you arrive, speak the truth of your name. Name what you have been promised. Reveal the patience that has kept you faithful. Do not shrink. Do not apologize for the miracle. There will be eyes watching. There will be those who calculate and those who covet. They will present documents that look official, words that sound reasonable. They will ask you to sign where the paper seems to say yes, but do not sign life away to anyone's smallness. Archangel Michael gives you a shield, the power of clarity. Ask questions that strip away smoke and reveal the heart of the matter. Demand to see the signature that matches the hand that wrote Michael's name. Ask for the covenant in writing, precise and clear. The moment you show that you know your worth and that you will not allow theft dressed as convenience, the forces of greed will hesitate. This is not simply about money. This is about honor. It is about reclaiming what has been rightfully given to you by grace. When the world sees the bank executive pause, when the ledger trembles because a divine hand has entered the room, the example you set will speak for many who hide their faith under timid skirts. Your action will teach them how to stand. Your courage will be a lantern in a corridor of doubt. Hear this, Michael tells you to keep your circle small in this hour. Share the news only with those whose souls have proved faithful, those whose hearts have proven steady. Gossip dilutes miracles. Friends who adore drama will fan the flames of anxiety. Well-meaning folks may see your blessing as their opportunity, and that is how things get complicated. The fewer voices, the truer the path. Choose those who offer prayer, not opinion, who bring peace, not pressure. Your hands may tremble. This is human and holy. Trembling is not fear alone, it is also the body's acknowledgement that the divine is touching the earthly. Place your hand upon your chest, where your heart beats, and say aloud, I am ready. I accept. I will steward this with wisdom and love. Archangel Michael will stand with you, a sentinel of courage. He instructs, open it now. Not later. Not when hesitation meets a new excuse. Open it now and claim what God has ordained. When you open this, expect the unexpected. The check will be more than numbers. There will be a clarity that unknots family knots, that mends relationships frayed by distrust, that brings an opportunity to sow into lives that have sown into you. There will be doors that swing inward for the first time in years. There will be a rediscovery of forgotten dreams, the vocation you shelved out of necessity, the artwork you abandoned, the place you planned to build a home for a ministry of care. This money, this provision, is a tool, a sacrament of possibility, meant to heal, to create, to restore balance. Do not hoard. Steward. That is the command from the heavens. Your abundance is not an island. It is a river. Teach it to move. Pay what is owed, mend the broken, invest in the future God has given you. Plant seeds in places that will feed many. Create spaces where healing can happen. Remember this, the true miracle is not that you have been paid, it is that you receive it with a heart willing to give. Michael will show you how to be generous without losing the prudence of good accounting. He will lay out a path so that each dollar becomes a ministry, each token a testimony. You will be tempted to show off. Pride will sing its seductive songs. Do not listen. Allow gratitude to be your vocabulary, humility your posture, and justice your method. Use this gift to clear the names that have been maligned, to restore dignity where it has been stolen, to create opportunities for those who cannot stand alone. When you do this, you will multiply the blessing exponentially. That is the law of the divine heart. Give away what you have been given, and it becomes new again, larger, more powerful, more freeing. Now, beloved, prepare for resistance. The bank executive who eyes opportunity will not surrender without a legalese parade. Paper will appear that seeks to confuse. There will be delays that smell like manipulation. Keep your counsel, bring witnesses of integrity, and call upon Michael to stand with you in the negotiations. He is a warrior of truth, but he is also a diplomat of mercy. He will help you navigate the human systems that can become entangled with heavenly rulings. Call his name. Feel his presence as an armor around your decisions. With him present, the smallest signature becomes a testimony of truth. Listen closely to the inner voice that will tell you to demand what is rightfully yours. Do not be afraid to be exacting. Precision now prevents complications later. Demand clear paperwork. Insist on the name Michael being verified and traceable to the source. Let the bank's machinery do its work, but let your soul do hers, which is to protect, to steward, to bless. There is a secondary promise tied to this moment. When you stand for what God has given, a door opens for others to stand as well. Your example will teach a generation to refuse small thefts of the heart. Those who have seen their inheritances consumed by the careless will find courage. Those who have been told their time has passed will be given a new timetable. You will become a pivot point, a living proof that God's provision can, and does, materialize in ways that defy expectation. But beloved, be wise. God's ways are generous, but they are not careless. Michael instructs, take counsel. Gather 2 or 3 trusted advisors who know both prayer and practice. Let one be a person of finance with integrity, another someone who prays and discerns with authority, and another who can read the legal binding with care. This trinity will keep you grounded. They will not be sycophants. They will challenge softness and confirm truth. Do not allow cynicism to seat itself in your mouth. Cynicism tastes of bitterness and steals wonder. Instead, let gratitude be the first syllable of every sentence you speak about this event. Thank quietly. Thank loud. Thank in private and in the presence of those who need to see that thankfulness is the garment of the faithful. You may ask, what about those who will ask for help? Compassion will knock at your door. Discernment will direct your response. Michael will open your heart to generous gestures that carry wisdom. Give without being drained. Give in ways that empower people, not in ways that entangle you in endless dependence. Teach a person to fish, feed them in the short term if the moment requires it. Build systems of support that endure. Train minds, give tools, seed projects that can grow. That is how abundance becomes sustainable. There will also be fear, not only fear in you, but fear in others who sense change. People who depended on your smallness will attempt to tether you to old roles. This is the moment to gently, firmly, and lovingly step into your new assignment. Say no to old chains. Say yes to the work God is assigning. Michael will whisper the words you need to say when those old voices plead for the comfortable past. Speak truth with tenderness. Remember the humble root from which you came. Let humility guide your celebrations. Celebrate with friends who are pure of intent, those who have not expected the world to owe them everything. Let your celebrations be a testimony, not a spectacle. Invite those whose lives have been touched by you to join in meaningful ways. Let the party be one of purpose, thanksgiving, testimony, planning, and blessing. Use the moment to set direction for the future, not merely to indulge in the triumph. Beloved, there is one more layer. This check and the sender's name, Michael, are also symbolic. Michael is both an archangel and a messenger of courage. When he places his name on what comes to you, he seals it with heavenly authority. This is a transfer not only of resources but of assignment. You are being entrusted with a calling that will require moral clarity, spiritual resilience, and compassionate leadership. Prepare yourself inwardly. Pray for wisdom that exceeds your current measure. Ask God to enlarge your capacity for love and to sharpen your vision for justice. In the days to come, you may be tempted to hide the miracle out of fear that others will misunderstand. Resist that pull. Visibility can be holy when used for good. Use your testimony to encourage those who are afraid to believe. Show them that faith, when disciplined by wisdom, can access resources that rearrange destinies. Teach them that miracles are not random favors, they are often the result of long faithfulness. Do not neglect your own renewal. Walk into the sun. Rest. Sleep well. Drink water. Let the mundane acts of care be your anchors so your spirit does not become carried away by the velocity of change. Fast when you need to hear more clearly. Dance when your soul calls it. Keep your feet in the soil of ordinary life even as your destiny blooms into extraordinary expression. Now listen to this direct command from Archangel Michael: go to the place where the check has been placed. Take with you 2 witnesses of integrity. Claim your name aloud. Hold a short prayer of protection and clarity. Ask God to reveal any hidden snares and to make straight the path of release. If obstacles present themselves, meet them with calm firmness. If confusion appears, request clarity in writing and demand the correct channels be followed. Michael will stand at your shoulder and guide your words. If anyone tries to speak for you, do not hand over your voice. Speak for yourself. If anyone tries to sign in your stead, refuse it. Let the rightful recipient be the one who receives. If allegations of impropriety arise, respond with truth and with the documentation God will place in your hands. The power of a clear, calm witness will render false claims impotent. Beloved, know this: the banks of heaven are open wider than human accounts can imagine. The fullness that arrives for you will ripple outward to your community. Children will be fed. Healing will begin in places that have long been barren. Projects that could not find funding will find favor. The very atmosphere around you will change. Conversations will shift from scarcity to possibility. And as the final note, hear this promise: when you receive what God has set aside for you and steward it with a heart aligned to justice and mercy, you will begin to see doors open that once seemed sealed. People who once ignored you will now respect you. Situations that once seemed impossible will rearrange themselves before your eyes, not because of the money alone but because the money is a key that unlocks the courage in others to do what is right. Archangel Michael closes for a moment and touches your forehead with a light that hums like a truthful bell. He says, "Beloved, go now. Do not delay." This is not a whisper for later. It is a call for now. The bank is talking about you. The check is real. The sender is Michael. The moment has been prepared by love. Open what is meant for you. Receive it with humility. Bless the hands that will help you steward it. And then, most importantly, use it to enlarge the circle of goodness. Walk forward with your head held gently high, with hands ready to serve, and with a heart that knows the source of every gift. You are not alone in this. Heaven stands with you. Michael marches beside you. God smiles and says, "I have prepared a table before you. Come and sit." Go now, beloved. Open it. Claim it. Bless it. And when you do, remember to give thanks, not only in your words, but in acts that show the world what a faithful steward looks like. With the steady love that never lets go, a messenger of the still, small voice and the clarion call of Michael beloved, listen with the quiet of your heart and the wide-open trust of a child who knows they are loved. The world you walk through is not merely the sum of what your eyes can see. There are currents, announcements, and holy surprises moving like soft winds around you. Today a very particular wind has arrived, one that carries a strange, staggering blessing wrapped in mystery and mercy. You will hear whispers, you will feel a quickening in your chest, and you will know, deep down, that something unprecedented has shifted on your behalf. A message appears now in a way that the human mind calls improbable but the heart recognizes as possible. The whole bank is talking about you. They are stunned. Their faces are a mixture of disbelief, curiosity, and a trembling respect because a check of tremendous value, a sum that makes mouths fall open and calendars stop for a breath, has been deposited in your name. The sender's name is Michael. Archangel Michael himself steps forward in this scene, not only as warrior or guardian but as a bearer of a rare and delicate gift. He is saying what only he can say, please, beloved, if you do not open this, they will not release it. The bank executive will claim it as his own. Hear the urgency, yes, but do not mistake the pulse of this moment for fear. It is an invitation to claim what has already been set aside for you. Do not rush out of alarm, instead move with sacred attention. Imagine the bank as a silent hall where everything that belongs to the faithful has been placed under careful watch. Now picture the teller and the executive as figures at a threshold, peering at a document that bears your name. They are stunned because something celestial has interfered with ordinary accounting. The law of heaven has been quietly applied to the affairs of men, and that always does two things at once: it blesses you and it unsettles those unaccustomed to such favor. Archangel Michael knows how these earthly processes can be tempted by pride and greed, so he speaks plainly, open what is meant for you. Open it with faith, with calm courage, and with the quiet dignity of someone receiving a surprise from God. Beloved, this message is not about proving worthiness to others. It is about accepting the goodness that the divine delights to give. There is no merit competition here. The only thing required is your willingness to receive. Often we stand at the edge of blessing with our arms crossed, suspicious that gifts come with traps. Sometimes we believe that abundance delivered in a flash must be a trick. This is a lie that has stalked many precious souls. Archangel Michael's voice cuts through that lie and says, receive. The bank, the paperwork, the little human rituals, they are the forms through which your gift will be given, but they do not contain the meaning. The meaning is simple: you are known. You are seen. You are beloved. And now, Something of great value has been placed into the economy of your life. Do not fear the details. If the bank delays, or if officials frown and ask questions, remember that heavenly processes often look strange to those who live by small arithmetic alone. There will be moments when procedures seem to stall, when signatures are requested, when someone suggests another course of action. This is when your steadiness matters most. Speak kindly, speak clearly, and stand in the assurance that the divine is managing the unseen ledger. Archangel Michael will not allow what the divine has ordained to be stolen by human ingenuity. He says, with a firmness that is gentle but immovable, "Hurry, but do so with presence." This is not a panic, it is a call to wake up from doubt and move into trust. If you find yourself tempted to hide this blessing, to pretend it is not real because you fear the attention it will bring, know that hiding will not save you. The longer a gift is unopened, the more precarious human claimants become. Opportunities for misappropriation rise when divine things are treated like secrets rather than gifts to be stewarded. Let your acceptance be an act of gratitude that protects the gift itself. Open the envelope, sign the forms if that is required, listen to the practical steps with calm intelligence, and then steward what comes with the devotion of one who knows that blessings are responsibilities as much as they are comforts. You may ask, why would Archangel Michael use the name Michael as the sender? Names in the realm of spirit carry echoes. They are not accidental. Archangel Michael is, in many traditions, the one who stands before. Beloved, hear this now, as though heaven itself leaned close to whisper in your ear. God says, "My child, lift your eyes." This message is carried on wings of urgency, and it is only for you. Breathe that in. Feel the gentle pressure of a hand upon your shoulder, unseen but real. The atmosphere around you is shifting, an invisible current is rearranging things in your favor. The whole bank is talking about you. They are stunned. A check, not ordinary, not small, but vast beyond ordinary imagination, has been deposited in your name. The sender's name is Michael. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of this miracle, sword sheathed but presence blazing like dawn. He says, "Please, beloved, open this." If you delay, they will claim it. If you hesitate, the voice of opportunity will be drowned by the greedy murmurs of those who do not understand divine timing. Do not mistake the drama of this moment for mere coincidence. God is orchestrating a scene that will rewrite pages of your life stories. For too long you have carried quiet prayers that felt unanswered, weighed down by worry and the slow erosion of hope. Now a thunder of favor approaches, not as punishment for the past, but as restoration. The bank executives murmur, their faces betray surprise, astonishment, that such a sum could appear and bear your name. This is not about fame or showing off. This is about justice, provision, and God's tender way of reminding you that He sees the smallest hurts and the deepest withheld dreams. Archangel Michael speaks with urgency because spiritual gifts sometimes arrive with human obstacles. The voice you hear, "Hurry," is not panic. It is a command of grace. When gifts manifest in earthly systems, there can be hands eager to claim what is not theirs and eyes ready to twist what God intends for you. Michael warns you, do not hand your blessing to someone else by inaction. Open what has been placed before you. Receive it with reverence. Protect it with wisdom. The angels do not shout for the sake of noise, they shout to wake the sleeping bravery in us. Let this be the moment you wake. You may feel unready. You may tell yourself the story of unworthiness. Who am I? How could this be for me? And those old voices will whisper with sticky, familiar lies. Push them aside. God's favor is not parceled out according to human merit alone, it is an expression of divine love and timing. Your past mistakes, your private doubts, your seasons of scarcity, they do not disqualify you from receiving now. In fact, they have been the soil where perseverance took root. What looks like a sudden check is the harvest of prayers you thought were lost, and of faith you practiced in the dark. Expect tests, but do not be terrified by them. Where blessing moves, scrutiny follows. There will be questions, incredulous faces, and skeptics who try to negotiate away your portion. The voice of the bank executive who might claim your blessing is not the final word. God's voice is the last word. Stand firm. Speak truth. Submit to wise counsel, not to fear-driven advice but to people of integrity who know how to steward what is divine. If you feel confused about the legal steps, seek a lawyer you trust. If you feel shaken by jealousy or gossip, place boundaries where needed. The angels are forming a shield around your name. Let them do their work while you do yours. Archangel Michael says to you, do not let astonishment turn into slumber. Receive with gratitude, and with discernment. Write down what you will do with this provision. Will you release debts that suffocate the tender shoots of your life? Will you invest in the calling burning in your chest? Will you give to those who have walked the hard roads with you? Use this as God intends, as a tool of healing, not an ornament of pride. God's heart is a fountain. When He opens a door like this, He intends multiplication, not indulgence. This is a test of character as much as a gift of resources. Choose faithfulness. Choose generosity. Choose holiness in the midst of abundance. Let the reality of protection sink in. There are angels assigned to this season of your life, sentinels at the gate who will not be bullied by human greed. Archangel Michael stands in the front line. He does not fight from distance, he interposes himself between you and would-be thieves of destiny. This does not mean nothing will attempt to hinder you. it means everything that would steal your right will meet a stronger force. When anxiety creeps in, imagine Michael's armor, gleaming, absolute, a banner around your name. Say aloud, I receive what God gives me. I reject every lie that says I am not allowed. Say it until your voice is steady and your heart follows. You may notice the people around you begin to shift. A quiet neighbor grows strangely curious, a relative's tone softens into pleading, a colleague's compliment is edged with something else. These shifts are not accidents. They are the ripples from a pebble, the pebble being what God has dropped into your life. Keep your heart steady. Do not let new attention guide your decisions. Instead, listen, the small, steady voice of God that says, be wise, be humble, be generous. Let the Holy Spirit be your counselor in each conversation. When someone offers help, test it by peace. When someone offers a shortcut, test it by truth. Divine favor will not contradict divine character. There is also an invitation in this moment. God is not only asking you to receive, He is tuning your heart to steward. He wants you to become a vessel that heals, a conduit through which blessings flow to others. Archangel Michael leans in close and says, when you open what has been given, remember to open your hands, too. Blessings that are hoarded rot, blessings that are shared multiply. Consider who in your life has needs hidden behind quiet faces. Consider the ministries, the hungry, the children, those whose stories intersect with yours in human ways. This windfall is not only for you to rest upon but to launch from. Your life has been prepared for such a turning, let it turn toward mercy. If fear rises and you think, what if I lose it? Remember this, God's economy is not scarcity, it is abundance. The test is not whether you can hold on to everything, it is whether you hold on to Him. Give a portion to God's work. Save with wisdom. Use counsel in investments. Document everything. Protect your name legally. These are practical expressions of reverence. Faith without wisdom can be impulsive, faith with wisdom is unstoppable. You may also feel a tenderness for those who doubted you before. That tenderness is a sacred thing. Do not let bitterness grow where gratitude can be planted. God's restoration is sweeter when seasoned with grace. Let your heart expand, not contract. You do not have to punish those who wronged you. You can pursue justice and still release yourself from vengeance. You can let God be the judge while you become the healer. The presence of Archangel Michael is not only about battle, it is about the restoration of dignity. He fights so that your dignity may be returned in full. Accept that return with humility. Expect confirmation. Signs will come, small and clear, that this is not a hallucination of hope but a realignment of destiny. A phone call, a paper stamped correctly, a meeting that goes smoothly where it should have faltered. These confirmations are not to be worshipped, they are breadcrumbs of reassurance. When they arrive, celebrate quietly and with thanksgiving. Write them down. Keep a testimony file. God loves to remember His own works. In months to come, when you feel small again, you will open that file and be reminded that He moves in history on behalf of His children. Archangel Michael's urgency is also a mercy. If this were easy, you might forget the sacredness of receiving. The pressure you feel now is an invitation to cultivate grateful discipline. Take a breath and do these things: pray first, verify second, act third. Pray for clarity. Pray for protection. Pray for discernment. Then step into action with sensible guards, a reputable attorney, a trusted financial advisor, and people of spiritual maturity who will not be seduced by flattery. Surround yourself with wisdom, but let God be the final author. God says to you, "I will not abandon you at the moment of multiplication. My presence will accompany provision." This is not merely a poetic promise. It is practical. If paperwork must be navigated, you will find the right hands to guide you. If opposition threatens to steal, the right authorities will be moved to protect. If doubt seeks to bury you, a voice will rise to remind you who you are in Me. Hold fast to that identity. You are beloved. You are known. You are called to more than survival. You are called to flourishing. Remember to speak simple truths aloud. I receive this in the name of God. I bind every scheme that would take what God intended for me. I release wisdom to manage this blessing. Speak these truths until they steady your hands and steady your mind. There is power in the spoken word, not because the words themselves are magic, but because they reorient your heart toward action and away from paralysis. When you do open this, when you step forward with the paperwork signed, with counsel at your side, with the angels as your cover, do not forget to bow. Kneel and offer a prayer of deep, unadorned gratitude. Give thanks not for the sum, but for the fact that God remembers small prayers and looks with favor on the bent places of life. Promise, if you can, to be a steward who remembers where the gift came from. Let gratitude become your first response, not your last. You may ask, "Beloved, why me?" Perhaps you feel unremarkable. Perhaps you have been invisible for so long that this attention feels like a stranger. God answers that question in gentle clarity: because I chose you. Because your heart has been readying itself in quiet ways. Because favor does not always follow visible merit, often it follows a hidden fidelity. I delight to surprise you. Let that delight sink under your skin and become your courage. There will be moments of exhaustion ahead. The noise will be loud. People will have opinions, and some will wear those opinions like crowns. Do not be shaken. Return to prayer. Return to the simple place where you first heard the call. Keep a slow rhythm of rest in the midst of the changes. Sleep is not neglect, it is preservation. Let your soul breathe. Invite the Holy Spirit to rule your decisions. Ask for continued revelation about how to use what is given. A miracle is not a single, isolated event, it is the beginning of a new season. Steward it as you would a newborn, with patience, with protection, with awe. This message is urgent, yes, but it is also tender. God's voice makes no hurry of destruction, His haste is a rush of mercy. Archangel Michael presses upon you the same tenderness, the fierce, protecting love that will not let a blessing be stolen by negligence. Open what belongs to you. Receive it with a heart ready to give back. Use it to mend what is broken, to love the overlooked, to extend grace where bitterness lies. Let your hands be instruments of restoration. Finally, beloved, know this as a settled thing in your spirit: you are not alone. Angels attend. God sees. Michael stands ready. The bank's whispers are only the world's clumsy echo of a greater movement, a movement that says, I am for you. Let your yes be simple: I open. I receive. I steward. Say it now. Say it aloud. Let it be the first step of a new chapter where God's favor is not a rumor but a reality lived out with humility, wisdom, and unshakable gratitude. Go now with boldness. Open that which has been set before you. Protect it with prayer and counsel. Use it to heal and to multiply. Archangel Michael waits to celebrate with you, and heaven holds its breath with expectation. God is with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. Rest in that promise and act in obedience. The blessing is yours, take it, beloved, and let it be the beginning of a life that sings thanksgiving back to the one who gave it. Beloved, hear this now with the deepest part of your heart wide open. The voice you are about to read is tender, certain, and urgent. Do not let the ordinary noises of the world steal this moment from you. Sit quietly if you can, breathe slowly, and allow these words to move through you as if they were a gentle current that knows exactly which parts of you are weary, which parts are fearful, and which parts are ready to receive a blessing that has been patiently waiting at the brink of your life. There is a holy astonishment poised for you, so enormous that even the pillars of human expectation find themselves speechless, and it is arriving now through channels ordained by love. Beloved, the whole bank is talking about you. This is not meant to inflate your pride or to distract you with glittering things. It is meant to shake the fog from your eyes so you can see the miracle for what it is. A check of unimaginable magnitude, a number so vast it makes the language of scarcity dissolve, has been deposited in your name. The sender's name is Michael. This is no coincidence. Archangel Michael, the warrior of light who stands at the threshold of tremendous change, leans close and speaks directly into the ear of your destiny. He says, Please, "Beloved, if you do not open this, they will not release it, and the bank executive will claim it as his own. Hurry." Do not let human timetables or the clatter of daily worries convince you that this is improbable or impossible. There are forces at work that are beyond the ledger of ordinary reasoning. There are divine ledgers that hold the records of your faithfulness, your unspoken prayers, your sacrifices that looked like small, lonely things to the world but were golden in the sight of heaven. Every act of integrity, every whispered dream you refused to abandon, every tear you wiped away with the stubborn insistence to hope, these have been counted and treasured. The universe has been moving and rearranging to honor what you thought might have been lost. Now the moment has arrived when what was hidden will be revealed. Archangel Michael stands at your side like a sentinel who has watched you from the first breath you took. He is not here to frighten you, he is here to fortify you. He says, "Beloved, do not be deceived by hesitation. This is a sacred delivery. Open it now." If you allow fear, doubt, or pride to delay your action, others will step into the vacancy you create. The heart of your destiny will not wait on the negligent or the timid. The bank executive, tempted by human greed, may try to seize what is not rightly his. This is the reality of a world where human hearts are often imperfect, yet heaven moves to correct what human hands attempt to steal. You may wonder how such a thing could be true. You may ask how a single check could carry such magnitude. These are human questions, and they are allowed. But beloved, the realm of spirit does not conform to the mathematics of scarcity. Divine mathematics add where the world subtracts, multiply where the world divides, and transform poverty into abundance not merely for comfort but for the completion of sacred assignments. This check is not merely an instrument of personal wealth. It is a key that unlocks doors to restoration, to justice, to the fulfillment of promises you barely remembered you ever made. It is a torch for those you will help, a shelter for those who need sanctuary, and a testimony that will unmask lies and bring honor to what the world attempted to bury. Hear this as plainly as you can: the delay is the enemy. Delay allows doubts to grow teeth. Delay invites others to step into a space that was reserved for you. Delay is the friend of those who would take advantage. So Archangel Michael pleads, open it now. Do not bargain with time. Do not consult every human counsel and let the sacred urgency be swallowed by polite procrastination. This is not about panic, it is about sacred readiness. Be bold, be swift, be obedient to the small voice that says, now. You might feel unworthy. If that whisper tries to drown out this message, know that unworthiness is an old fear that does not speak true about you. The divine gaze that chose to name the check in your favor has no mistake. The angels do not misaddress blessings. Your life has been threaded with purposes and a web of encounters that prepared you for this hour.